Good afternoon, guys! I hope hindi pa kayo nagsawa sa mukha ko ngayon. Baba ko muna yung phone. I hope you're not tired of listening to me the whole day. I know it's been a long day. I know many of you are tired. So this presentation, I promise you, will be less talk, more visuals, and some videos. Today, they asked me, when they invited me to speak, I asked them, what did you want to hear? And normally, when I go out to speak, I talk about social media. And I'm glad I don't have to talk about social media today. I asked Perry, what do you want to hear? And I guess because of my work doing tech rap every week, he wanted me to discuss the future of mobile. So today, that's what I'm going to talk to you about. I'll go through some statistics. I did a lot of research, and I've come across some interesting statistics that I want to share with you. Then I'll show you some gadgets, and then maybe show you what kind of gadgets that we can expect in the future. So they asked me, the title that Perry gave me is Mobile is the Future. No, the future of mobile. But my proposition today for you is to think that mobile is the future. Let me give you some stats. First one. Oops. 2.4 billion internet users in the whole world as of the last report. This is 2013. So this was a couple of months ago. 2.4 billion. In the Philippines, there are about 34 million Filipinos online. That's a staggering number. This is very interesting. Again, based on the Internet Trends Report, if you take a look, if you just isolate the number of users or internet users added over the last few years, from 2008 all the way to 2012, the Philippines ranks in the top 10 in the whole world. We are number 7 after China, India, Indonesia. And if you papansin ninyo, China, India, and Indonesia are probably 3 of the biggest nations in the world. Then you have Iran, Russia, Nigeria. And basically, the Philippines has had an explosion of internet users over the last few years, totaling 28 million. So kung babalikan natin yung previous slide ko, 34 million online. So a majority of it was added since 2008. 32% yung year-on-year growth natin. So every year, we grow 32% more than we had the previous year. So much so that if we have 34 million, the last time they did a study in 2012, ibig sabihin, by the end of this year, theoretically, kung masusunod yung 32 million, we should have 45 million users of Filipinos on the internet by the end of the year. And then, 2014, 59 million. And then 2015, 78 million. Of course, hindi natin alam kung magtutuloy yung growth natin. But what I'm trying to say is the growth or the Filipinos going on the internet, there's been an explosion. And as we like to say at Rappler, we're sure that one day we're going to hit a tipping point and then there's going to be a majority of Filipinos online. And that's a great thing. So I go back to this figure. 34 million represents 35% of Pinoys. You know, Eves was talking earlier na one of the criticisms that they get at MMDA is marami pang Pilipinong wala sa internet. And that's true. Only 35% of Filipinos are online. But still, that's a good number. Here's another. 1.5 billion smartphone subscribers in the whole world. Hindi to mobile phones, hindi mobile phones. Smartphones, 1.5 billion. That's my computer. Sandali lang. Yeah. Hold on. Syempre, I couldn't watch this backstage. So, pinapanood ko lahat ng mga talks backstage, nakabukas yung streaming ko. Can you mute it for a while and then I'll just turn on the volume later when I need to show the videos. So it's F. Pinapanood ko lahat ng mga talks backstage, nakabukas. Ayan. Sorry about that. Mute it for a while. Speaking of, wait, while they're working on that, you all know that this is streaming on Raptor.com, right? Those 2 guys at the back, I want to give props to them. Rupert and Charlie, they've been there the whole day. But what really impressed me, of course, these guys are pros at putting together live streams. What impressed me is that Rupert's team today are all students of, is it the Ateneo de Davao? All of Davao. So this technical team is not from Rappler. Itong mga cameramen dito, they're all from Davao and heads, props to all of you guys for putting together this great live stream coverage. We're glad to be a part of this endeavor. Okay, so I go back, 2.4 billion internet users. 2.1 billion ang mobile broadband subscribers by the end of 2013 globally. Just look at that figure. This is an estimate by the ITC. Look at that. It's almost there. There's a lot of mobile broadband users. In fact, 15% of all the traffic on the internet comes from mobile phones. So more and more people are accessing the internet via their smartphones. Right now, it's at 15% and climbing. Here's another fact. This naman is from the TNS Mobile Life Survey in 2013. This is also recently released. The Philippines is the fastest growing market for smartphones in Southeast Asia. Do you want to know how much we grew last year? From 2011 to 2012, we grew by a staggering 326%. Do you know why? Personally, I feel it's because of manufacturers like this. You know these brands? Well, I don't have a My Phone in the picture. My Phone is another brand. This is, up there is Cherry Mobile's Omega HD, and then under it is the Star Mobile Diamond. These two companies have been selling Android, fully functional Android smartphones under 10,000 pesos, and you can buy them for as low as 6,000 pesos. More and more people can afford a smartphone that does as well, that performs almost as well as those international brands that many of us are familiar with. And I feel like companies like Cherry Mobile and Star Mobile and My Phone, when I meet these people, I always tell them, you guys are playing an important role in getting more Filipinos online. Alam nyo bakit? Mura lang kasi mag-internet ngayon from your phones. Diba? May mga 20 pesos only internet all day. So with people having access to cheap phones, they can do just that. Okay, segue ko. This is the tweet that I wanted you to tweet. That Cherry Mobile phone is waiting for you at the end of this talk. Okay, what's that? It's a laptop. I'm probably very old now because I only really had a laptop of my own after I had siguro my last 2 years in college. But during that time, if you think about mobile devices, kahit mga cellphone dati, itong mga laptop talaga yung dinadala namin. We would take laptops to school. This was really, if you wanted to get some work done, you needed a laptop, like that one. And then eventually, maybe about 3-4 years ago, it brought the rise of a new breed of device. Do you know what kind of device this was called? Netbook. Alam ko medyo uso pa ang netbook, medyo na-face out na. Pero during that time, you could buy a laptop for 18 to 20,000 pesos. Ganun lang kamura ang mga netbook ng panahon yon. And because of these cheap or affordable computers, laptops, more and more people had access to devices like this. But today, smartphones are the device of choice. I saw this other article, this other presentation where they showed back in the day, bago mga panahon ng mga smartphones, it was just hands in the air, waving in the air during concerts. Kung minsan may mga glow stick. Pero ngayon, this is the scene in any concert, you see smartphones or tablets. Smartphones are the device of choice. Please watch this. Oh, okay, this one I have to pause. So, can you disable my Wi-Fi para mas matigil na yung stream ko? Ayan. See, smartphones or tablets. Smartphones
are carrier phones wherever we go. They're with with us almost every second of the day. We reach for them when we have a free moment. More than anything, we use our phones to connect with the people we care about wherever we go.
Okay, ayusin ko lang sandali para sa inyo. Let me switch off my Wi-Fi and close my browsers. Kasi dyan nanggagaling ang... Okay. Sorry about that, folks. Okay, here you go again.
We carry our phones wherever we go. They're with us almost every second of the day. We reach for them when we have a free moment, or we're curious. More than anything, we use our phones to connect with the people we care about. This is Facebook Home. From the moment you turn on your phone, you see what friends are sharing. Your latest messages, calls, and updates are right up front. And you can keep chatting from any app. So no matter what you're doing, your friends are always right there with you. Home. A whole new experience for your phone.
Okay, so that was the teaser video for Facebook Home. Smartphones play such an important role today that even the social networking giant Facebook paid attention to it. A couple of years ago, when it launched its Facebook app, the app could not do everything you could do right now if you access Facebook via the internet. Pero they've made lots of changes recently. When Facebook went public, nung nag-IPO sila, they disappointed a lot of people because people, the projections were so high and then biglang baba. But very recently, in fact, this week, basahin ko sa'yo yung figures, this week stock prices skyrocketed after the revenue report. Their revenue grew 53% from the same period last year. Facebook says 41% of its revenue came from mobile. That's because over the last year or so, they've really been focusing on mobile. The Facebook app for Android, for iOS, the experience is equal, if not even better, than the experience that you can get. And they launched recently their own, almost like operating system of sorts that you saw on that video. Even Facebook is paying attention to mobile and investing a lot of money because that is where the future is. There's a recent study that shows that a lot of us sleep with our mobile phones. I know that's not my mobile phone. Who of you sleeps with your mobile phone here? That's actually bad for you because of the radiation. But it's just proof of the big role, the important role that smartphones play in our lives. Smartphones are now ubiquitous in our lives. Another highlight from that TNS survey, 64% of people in Metro Manila believe that a mobile phone is the most important piece of technology that they have today. Let's take a look at this study and see the different activities. This was done in November 2012. The activities that people do on their smartphones. 43% play games, 26% are on social networking, 10% use it for entertainment, 10% use it for utilities, 2% use it to read news, 2% use it for productivity, then you have health and fitness, lifestyle, and then you have about 5% other kind of tasks, maybe watching porn, but maybe that's entertainment as well. But as you can see, remember that joke we made earlier about the washing machine and the refrigerator? There's hardly nothing now that you can't do on your smartphone. Here's another study. 24% of respondents in the US and 20% of respondents in the UK, now smartphones are now their primary platform where they get their news from. So they get news, breaking news, from their smartphones, at least this demographic. So as you can see, even in the news space, and it's very important for us at Rappler to pay attention to mobile because like my topic is all about, it really is the future. Okay, what's this? Who's on Instagram here? I'm glad Instagram opened for Android because that really opened it up. It used to be such an exclusive platform that was once limited to iPhone users. 500 million photos are shared a day via mobile on apps like Flickr, Snapchat, Facebook, and Instagram. Lots of interesting facts. This is another one. This is from Business Insider. This is not my slide. I borrowed it from them. Twice as many mobile devices are sold than PCs. So take a look at the graph. Take a look at 2012. Medyo nag-grow pa rin naman ang bumibili ng mga personal computers. Pero look at the rise of smartphones and tablets. Twice as many mobile devices are sold than PCs today. I was having a discussion last night with my producer, tech rap producer, Rod Neal, and we were discussing smartphones and tablets. I want to show you this slide. These are all Samsung products. Over there is the Samsung Galaxy S4 Mini. If I'm not mistaken, it's a 4.7-inch smartphone. Okay, I have phones in my pocket too. The next one is the Samsung Galaxy Mega. That one pictured is a 6.3-inch phone. They call it a phablet because it's a phone and a tablet. And then the last one is the Samsung Galaxy Note 8. It's an 8-inch tablet. Now let me put down this clicker for a while. I want to show you. I brought some phones to show you. So this is the Mega. This one is a 5.8-inch. Mas maliit ng konti dun kaysa sa Mega na yun 6.3. This is my Samsung Galaxy Note 2. Ito lang yung sa akin dito sa. This is 5.5 inches. And then I have the Samsung Galaxy S4. It's not mine also. Puro loaner lang. But my point is, from all the way down, from 4 inches, all the way up to 6.3 inches na telepono, na smartphone, it crosses the line, nagiging tablet na at 8 inches. In fact, meron nga silang 7-inch na tablet. And it made me and Rod Neal think about it. If you think about it, it's not really about smartphones anymore per se. If you think back to time when we would take our computers with us everywhere, basically what users need today is a computer that they can take with them. A mobile computer, so to speak. That's the role that mobile devices like smartphones and tablets play. In fact, itong tablet na to, 8 inches, pero pwede nang saksakan ng SIM na pantawag. Dati, the first devices that you could put SIMs on, pang data lang para makapag-internet ka. Pero why put a SIM onto a device and not allow you to call? So these days, being able to make calls on maybe just a smartphone or even just a tablet is just secondary to all the other computing tasks that you can do on these devices. But today, and I believe in the future, you will see less and less people needing personal computers because their personal computer is already a mobile device. Let's go into trends. One trend coming up is wearable devices. You probably heard of Apple's iWatch. Who's heard of Apple's iWatch? We've heard about it. Apple has never really said anything about it. Well, Apple CEO Tim Cook said that it is an industry worth looking into, but he never really said we're working on one. So we're all waiting for that device. Meanwhile, earlier today, Attorney Eves asked me, what's my pedometer? Or what do I use to count the steps that I take every day? For those fitness-conscious people, there is a device for that. Let me show you this next video. It's called Fitbit.
There are so many things that tug at us each day. Job, family, kids. It becomes harder and harder to find time to exercise. Experts agree that shooting for 10,000 steps throughout the day or taking the stairs instead of the elevator can go a long way toward improving our health and our lives. Fitbit Ultra Wireless Tracker is here to help you turn everyday activities into better fitness and a healthier life. Tiny, discreet, and comfortable, Fitbit can go wherever you go. You can wear it on your waist, in your pocket, or on your bra. It's smarter and more accurate than a pedometer with technology based on a 3D
Okay, can you just bring down the volume a little bit? So this is what Fitbit does. Fitbit also has like a, meron na siyang parang bracelet version. So you don't have to have this parang USB stick thing that you put in your bra. You can just use the bracelet and it works the same. But that's one of the devices that, you know, people are starting to use. Ayan na naman yung Fitbit in a bra. But you get the point, okay? Here's another. This is Google Glass. Oops, sorry, can you bring the volume up?
Okay, Glass, record a video.
This is it. We're on in 2 minutes.
Okay, Glass. Hang out with the Flying Club.
Google photos of tiger heads.
So he's asking Google Glass to Google photos of tigers.
You ready? You ready?
Right there. Okay, Glass, take a picture.
Ayan.
Google, stay delicious and hot. Alright.
Google jellyfish.
Kinikilabutan ako because that's a product that's already available today. Well, at least some of the units are already being used by some journalists. It should be available by the end of the year. Let me show you what the product looks like. It's basically glasses. Again, these are like wearable computers. But if you saw that video, nakakakilabot because it becomes when they designed Google Glass. It's not in front of you. The glass is not in front of your eyes because the goal of it is technology cannot be in your way. Diba? For technology to work, for effective technology to work, you can't feel it. It doesn't feel like it's there. It just does its job. And that's how effective, all the great gadgets that we have today are. It doesn't, hindi siya sagabal sa ating mga pang-araw-araw. And just look at the things that you could do and how that changes your life. This is a quick demo just so that you can see the product.
Here are the basics of how to use glass. This is your touchpad. It runs from your temple to your ear. Tap the touchpad to wake up glass. You should see the display above your line of sight. Adjust it to see everything. The home screen shows a clock. This is your timeline. It's a row of cards. Things to the left are happening now or coming up, like the weather, an upcoming flight, or an event in your calendar. You can tap on any card to see more. Swipe down anywhere to go back to the timeline. Cards to the right of the home screen are from the past, for example, messages, videos, or photos. Tap on a photo to share it and choose one of your friends. Swipe down to go back to standby. And have fun exploring.
You can take photos, take videos, you can you saw that guy was having a Google Hangout, a video chat with his friends while he was on a plane, and so on and so forth. from Google Glass. So just imagine the kind of wearable technology that we will have in the future. And this is already here today. It's going to be amazing. Okay, I think I might have one more video.
My name is Eric. This is my smartphone, and this is my Pebble. Pebble is a watch that you can customize. It runs a lot of cool and useful apps. You see, it connects wirelessly by Bluetooth to any iPhone or Android smartphone. And it lets you interact with apps without having to pick up your phone. The idea was brought to life by people like you just a few months ago, and we're proud to say that Pebble is now ready for prime time. Around the house, Pebble makes it easy to see who's trying to reach you. You can feel incoming calls when your hands are full, or glance down at text messages when your phone is away. Pebble lets you control the music on your smartphone so you can get to the right song quicker. Whether you're a runner or a cyclist, you can use Pebble to monitor your performance. It's also easy to download new watch faces or connect Pebble to notifications and alerts on the internet. And for the more adventurous, we've built an open SDK so anyone can write apps for Pebble.
So
There's so many new things we're
talk
excited
through
to
this
show
already.
you,
So this is
like the flick to
Pebble.
back.
It's again almost like Apple's iWatch. It'll connect with your phone. You'll get notifications about messages and phone calls, and then you can do all other sorts of things like the Fitbit does as well. It's an interesting concept. This one was actually this guy had an idea, and what he did was he just raised funds online to make this project a reality, and people bought into the idea, and that's how they were able to produce the Pebble watch. So wearable computing is probably the next best thing. Now, just this week, Google Play announced that they had reached 1 million apps on its Android App Store. They have finally surpassed Apple, which roughly has almost as much, 900,000 apps. But if you use an Android phone or an iOS phone, if you go through their stores, respective app stores, you can find all sorts of apps that probably can do just about anything that you want to do, whether it's learn how to paint, learn science, or even medical applications for doctors. Now, let me end with probably the best smartphones that I love today, that are already available today, and I'll end with smartphones that you should look forward to this year or maybe very, very soon. Of course, a lot of people say I love Apple the most. I use both an iOS phone, an iPhone 5 like this one, and an Android phone. And if you ask me my personal opinion, I love iOS, and I'm sure Yves will agree. After all, he develops apps for iOS. But what I like about iOS, it's very easy to navigate. It's very straightforward. It's very fast when you load your galleries, look through pictures. Very, very user interface is very intuitive. This one was just announced for the Philippines yesterday. It's the Samsung Galaxy S4 Active. It's just like my S4 over here, but you can go swimming with it. You can take this underwater and go swimming with it, and it works underwater. I don't want the S4 anymore because I have an S4 that I can take swimming with me. Here's another one, also by Samsung. On one side, it looks like a regular smartphone, but when you turn it around, it has a lens. This is the Samsung Galaxy Zoom. It's amazing. It's pretty amazing. I have a video, but I'm going to fast forward through that. This one is from Nokia. It was just announced. It's the Nokia Lumia 1020. It has a 41 megapixel lens. Ganyan kalit lang yan. It doesn't come out like the S4 Zoom. The Lumia 1020 runs on Windows. It comes with a Xenon flash, and it takes amazing photos. It has optical image stabilization. So kahit alug-alugin mo yung phone habang kumukuha ka, malinaw pa rin siya. That's the Lumia 1020. Probably one of the best cameras in a smartphone today. And if you're budget conscious, this is a phone that I was able to play around with, one of the developer models. Hindi pa ito lumalabas. I don't think it's been officially released yet. It's the Star Mobile Night. It looks like an iPhone. It feels like an iPhone, but it runs Android. And of all the local branded phones that I've held, I really like the look and feel of this phone. So I think it's going to be under 14,000 pesos. So if you're budget conscious and you want a great phone, this is probably one that you might want to consider. Okay, upcoming smartphones. Patapos na ako. Just a few more slides. This one is leaked online. It's the BlackBerry A10. If you remember recently, they relaunched their operating system to BlackBerry 10 OS with the BlackBerry Z10. And now from Z, they're going to A. Looks like this is going to be their next smartphone. So that's coming up. If you take a look on the far right, that's an iPod Touch, the latest generation. Katabi niya is an iPhone 3G. And right beside it, looks almost like the 3G, puti na plastic. That is going to be the next iPhone. It's going to be, it looks like, magre-release sila ng low-end or mas murang version ng iPhone 5. I don't know what it's going to be called yet. This is a case that's been circulating. Back case lang yan. But Apple also this week announced earnings and that their iPhone sales are doing amazingly well, not just because of the iPhone 5, but because they're still selling the iPhone 4 2-year-old phone in some markets like India, and it's doing, it's still doing really well in the market. That's a 2-year-old phone. I guess these are for people who don't want to spend too much, but still want an iPhone. So it looks like Apple is really working on a low-end phone. They say it might come as early as September this year. So I can't confirm this, but these are what the rumors are saying, and it sounds about right to me, so don't be surprised if that happens. This is the last. I'm going to end with this video. It's from the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas this year, and what this guy is showing is a UM flexible display. It looks like it's going to come to Samsung phones. They are bendable LCD screens. Let's listen to what he says, and they're going to show an ad of what a phone might look like with these bendable screens, flexible screens. Can we bring the volume up, please?
And we can actually bend the screen. Imagine the products you could design with this.
That's amazing.
It really is.
Here's another one.
Something else here today. Have a look at this bended UM prototype device.
And these are prototype devices. So gumagana na to mga
Do you see how the
kaibigan. Look at that
curves
screen. It's
beyond
bended on the side. It's
the
curved.
display around here? With this bended display, we have expanded the canvas available for content. Content can now flow along the sides of the device. So, for example, if I receive an important message,
Isn't it the technology world amazing? Okay, I'm gonna let it play because I want you to see.
Really begin to change how people.
Let's just listen to
interact
this.
with their devices and opening up new lifestyle possibilities, and it's only going to get better. This kind of display technology is going to allow our partners to create a whole new ecosystem of devices with bended, foldable, and rollable screens.
That's very exciting, Brian. Now, let's take a look at how
Okay,
this
watch
new
this commercial.
display future
This
might
is not
play
true.
out.
It's what the future could look like.
Hey, big dog. What up, what up? Hey, what's up with you and Carla? Has she left you yet? Oh, she did. Hello? Hello? Look at my tablet.
Technology, it's my thing.
Whoa, I need to get going.
Wow, that's amazing. Can I see that?
Yeah, sure.
All in a day's work for Samsung.
Awesome. Hey, you should join me for coffee sometime. It's my card.
Cool. Hey, if we're handing out business cards.
Bye.
Bye. Ugh, thought he'd never leave.
Whoa. That's amazing.
So there you go. The technology to make these devices possible is already there. Those Young flexible displays were already shown off at CES last January, so you can expect those to come in future phones. Samsung is launching the Samsung Galaxy Note 3 in October, and we're hoping to see maybe that technology already in that device, but who knows? But I'm sure it'll come very, very soon. Thanks for listening, guys.